I'm Rico, and this is Rico Reacts. Today, we are talking about the final parts, or parts really, of Zack Snyder's Justice League, the Snyder Cut, as most people would know it as. So today, we are going to talk about chapters 5 and 6. If you haven't watched my first two episodes, the first one covers chapters 1 and 2, the second one covers chapters 3 and 4, you could go ahead and check it out right now on my channel. It's very good to be able to follow this story in order, so I don't want you to, be out of order on this story. I'm really excited to see where the movie ends because I was very positive for the most part on both sets of videos that I did. So chapters 1 all the way through 4, I have a positive feedback for that movie, for what's going on so far. I enjoy how the characters are getting more time to fill out their backstory. I do appreciate the colors that are being used. The music is a little off. Let's see what they do here in the last two chapters. And we'll get to rocking and rolling because there's some exciting stuff here. And I want to see how they pull it off and come together. So let's go ahead and let's watch chapters 5 and 6 of Zack Snyder's Justice League. Alright, here we go. Part 5, All the King's Horses. Well, looks like they are getting the man.
What do you think, man? You think she'd ever go for a younger guy?
Bro, is Barry gonna try to spit some game? That'd be hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. So, we didn't get any of this part in the movie, of course, the original. It's still a little weird that they dug up his body, but hey, decisions have to be made. Decisions have to be made.
Option A? Definitely not A. Okay. Or B? Let me see A again.
At least we're getting more interaction between the team. So at this point, like I mentioned earlier, we've already seen 2 hours of footage. The original movie that we saw in theaters was 2 hours. So the fact that we have another 2 hours to go, I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. It could be a good thing because we're getting more footage, we're getting more interactions with characters, but at the same time, that could mean that things are a bit bloated. So, but we'll see, because now we're getting to the meat of the plot, which is we need to bring back Superman. So here we go.
Okay.
That is such a dangerous thing to have. Cyborg is a dangerous character. Sure, he's a good guy, but the fact that he can manipulate anything that involves technology in any way, shape, or form, and especially in a world of today where everything is technology based. I mean, he's a dangerous man, so it's a good thing he's on the good guy side. That's something that we never got an answer to from Man of Steel. And it was that, I don't know if you remember this scene, but there was a moment in when Clark is going through the ship and he sees that there's been a pod that's been open. That's not supposed to be him. There were rumors that maybe that might have been Supergirl. Obviously, we don't know, but it would be interesting if it was. But again, something that was never answered before. I said it before, I'll say it again. That soft orchestral music by Hans Zimmer, super underrated. Super underrated. Ooh. What the hell? Oh, okay. It activated, so now that's calling to everyone, including this guy right here. Whoa. Oh, okay, this must be a vision of what will happen. Darkseid's gonna come and just take them all out. Annihilate them. Or maybe it was... Oh. Ooh. Here we go. Am I the only one who thinks, well, maybe I'm not alone, but am I the only one who thinks that the Flash has like this weird running style? Like he'll be like his motions don't match up correctly with running, but I complained about slow-mo before, and slow motion makes sense here. Totally makes sense because of the fact that, you know, what they're doing. Is he reversing time accidentally? Because he did mention he can affect time. There he is. Welcome back, buddy. Welcome back. Now this we saw in Justice League.
He's scanning us.
He's confused. He doesn't know who he is.
But he definitely knows he's got the power. Hey, come on. Lasso of truth. Well, we already know this doesn't work. If you watch Justice League. I found this part pretty cool because of the fact that Superman is that, you know, strong and fast that he can see the Flash in his zone. That face he makes. That's why in the comics you have the setup of the big race. Who's faster, Superman or the Flash? Is this something new? I think this is something new. Yeah, I think these are new. I don't remember seeing this. Ah, here we go. The showdown. I mean, Batman would never stand a chance. Unless there's kryptonite involved. Like nothing.
Clark, no.
Oh, that's right. He's got that gauntlet thing that can absorb the energy. But it's not going to be enough. That gauntlet can only take so much. There we go. So here's a difference here. Is that Batman called on her to come out. In this one, she happened to see the action, so she rushed over, of course.
The mother box. Where is it?
Oh. See, oh. I can already tell. This is not going to be good. I think it's about time that we say goodbye to Dr. Stone. I don't think he's going to make it out of here alive. It's kind of like Terminator 2. Same doctor. Cyberdyne. Like he's the one that has to trigger the bomb. He's doing it again. Oh, God. Did we really need to see it like that? Ugh. I mean, the mother box is still intact, isn't it? Yeah, mother box was still intact.
You recognize Lois Lane? Who?
The woman he loves. He remembers her.
Yeah, he does.
I'm sorry, you have a satellite?
F6.
Bruce Wayne. All right, so that was chapter 5, and now we're in part 6, Something Darker. So this is the end. This is going to be the last part of this 6-part story, and we still got quite a bit of time left in the movie. So we'll see where this goes. Again, what I do appreciate is they're extending a lot of the scenes, a lot of the sequences, things that we have seen. They're just making it longer for better context. I think that you don't need to extend it as much as they did, but I appreciate that effort. So does he not understand that he's been on Earth? It kind of seems like there's a confusion there on his part.
She loved it here.
Okay, never mind. He does. Never mind. Things are coming back to him. Memories are starting to flood.
Wow, this is awesome.
I can already tell Alfred's gonna be so annoyed by the Flash.
Just get me in and get me time.
You could die, Victor.
If I don't, we all die. Period.
I mean, yes. The whole point is to stop this from happening, so you gotta take whatever consequences that comes with.
And I say we put him in the doom boxes. But getting him in means attacking that base.
I actually prefer the name Doom Boxes over Mother Boxes.
He's never fought us. Not us united.
Hey. Batman rallying the troops. You still need this guy. You're not going to be able to do it by yourself, no matter what. Is that Mama Kent? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That has got to be something for a mother. After you saw your child die, not really your child, but seeing your child die and then seeing him back to life. It's so much. It's a lot.
We're asking a kid who just lost his father to go up against the most powerful machines in the universe. It's not fair.
I thought you didn't care.
I never said that.
So, yeah, here's the thing about the original version that we get here is that a lot of that banter between the characters, or at least conversations, we never really got. We just got like these, quips here and there because it was directed by someone else. Well, the majority of it, Joss Whedon. He rewrote, and I really appreciate this version of Ben Affleck's Batman. I prefer it than the one we saw in BVS. The BVS was too dark in my mind. I'm a huge Batman fan. I really appreciate and love the stories that have been on film. That particular story was not my favorite at all. I have actually said that I really do not like Batman versus Superman. So the changes, subtle that they may be, I really like them here in this version.
With Barry's help, he'll break through the Unity's defenses.
Remind me, how's that again?
With the power of love.
Barry.
With a catastrophic energy surge.
There you go. Show him in it. A recreation of his takeoff scene, which is one of my favorite scenes in Man of Steel, is when he takes flight for the first time in the suit. I really enjoy that scene. The Jesus Christ figure. I mean, it's not very subtle by Zack Snyder. He treats Superman basically as a Christ figure. Reborn, coming back from the dead. Yeah, so it's not subtle, but it's trying to get a point across. Now, here is a big difference between the original Justice League and this one: the colors. Again, I mentioned this in the first episode, and that the Justice League that was done by Joss Whedon had a warm hue to it, especially in this last scene. Like, it was very bright and like red, orange color tint all the way around. Here, we have the dome in the background there, but everything is in this more colder hue that works a little bit better so far. Let's see how the actual fighting and the battle takes place from here. So, which one is the best Batmobile, just in general? There's a lot of choices. There's Michael Keaton's 1989. There's the Tumbler. There's the animated series, underrated. There's obviously this one. Let me know in the comments below. Favorite Batmobile. Again, the slow motion works better here because, again, we're getting action, we're getting movement that we need to see it slow down. If not, it just becomes an incoherent mess, which a lot of superhero movies have that problem where they get into this CGI fest in the third act. Oh, wow. That was a pretty good kill. But they get into the CGI fest and then your eyes start to glaze with how much, CGI stuff is happening. Ancient Lamentation music. Cool comic, like a splash page moment. Subtle things that are fun and at the same time a little dumb, but I'm cool with it. I remember seeing this in the original trailer. That shot right there where he throws that trident right through him. Here we go. Finally, the big boy. Oof. There you go. Teamwork makes the dream work. Ancient Lamentation. Now that's a cool shot. I'm still a little iffy as to what the Flash is supposed to do. Oh, okay. He's like creating, I guess, like enough of an energy source. Go. Nope. He doesn't stand a chance against Superman. Not a chance. He did mention that he can mess around with time. Here he goes. This is the Flash being able to, like, travel through time pretty much. Visually, this is very imaginative. I like it. I like it a lot. I don't know if I needed to see like all the bones and all the muscles come back together like that. I don't know if it was necessary. Ooh, I don't know if that was all necessary, but cool. See, this is what they were talking about, that it uses your biggest fear or doubts or emotions against you. Man, it looked nothing like this in the first Justice League. Ancient Lamentation. So is this gonna happen? Is this gonna happen right now? I don't think so. I don't think this fight's gonna happen. Yeah, it ain't happening exactly. He ain't ready to catch those hands. He ain't ready. Obviously, this is setting up a big, epic sequel. If it were to ever happen. I wonder if they would do it. It was the epic shot of the 6 of them together as one. The Justice League. So we're gonna get something else. Epilogue. Father twice over. It's time for him to make his choice. Become the king.
Big round table. 6 chairs. Right there.
But room for more.
A room for more.
Yeah. Setting up the Justice League. Anything for family. Anything you could do for family.
How did you get the house back from the bank?
I bought the bank.
Of course, Bruce Wayne. Look at that thing. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Frank Miller's Dark Knight. The Dark Knight Returns. Oh, man. Oh, that's nice. Hey, Superman. Okay, even more to the epilogue. Of course, Luthor escaped. Of course. Okay, so I remember seeing this. Oh, wow. So Luther knows. Oh, is this that nightmare sequence? The nightmare sequence that we saw in Justice League? I am confused. Oh! Is this an alternate timeline?
That's not very careful.
Now, how many dead eyes can you?
This has to be in a different universe, right? Or a different multiverse, or I don't know how I feel about this. Oh, by the way, I do not like Leto's Joker. I think it's terrible. So this is an alternate timeline Justice League with different members. Yeah, so either a nightmare sequence or a possible alternate timeline sequence. But a nightmare suite. You know, I'm surprised that they didn't put this nightmare sequence like in the middle of the movie. I think it would have made more sense to put it in the middle as a way of watching him come to the idea of, should I bring Superman back? And this would be his nightmare scenario of why you don't bring him back. Finally, I was wondering, like, what happened here? That is the 7th member. I'm surprised that this was the 7th member. Unite the 7. But overall, we got our 7 now. And this could be a stepping stone. Having this 7th member here, Martian Manhunter, to be like the true Justice League. And there you have it, guys. We have just finished Justice League. This was parts 5 and 6, plus an epilogue at the end to show how everything was resolved, plus the nightmare sequence. I'll talk about that more in just a moment. But first things first, let's talk about these 2 chapters. They were much more extended, of course, just like everything else. We have much more to go off of with the characters. The characters were able to come together. They were able to have conversations. They were able to understand each other. Things that we don't get in the original version of Justice League. Now, with that said, I think there's just a little too much. The fact that these last 2 chapters were almost 2 hours by themselves alone just shows that a lot of the sequences could have been shortened, and we wouldn't lose much if they were just shortened a little bit. I can blame a lot of things, such as overextended shots where we're holding the camera for a little too long on a specific shot when you could just edit, piece by piece. Some of the slow motion, well, not even some, a lot of the slow motion really drags things out, and so it really just extends the time almost unnecessarily. Honestly, I think that this movie could have easily been cut down from 4 hours to almost 3 hours, and you would have gotten everything that was necessary in this cut for the vision that Snyder had. But again, that's just an opinion, but I think that you really could have gotten what was necessary. Now, I really enjoy the color grading that they did for this version versus what was done with the original version from Whedon. It really brings out a more naturalistic look. So a lot of the hues and colors are gone from the Whedon version, and I appreciate it because I do like that look, a more bluish or more neutral toned look. I appreciate that more than these bright, colorful hues for this particular movie. Not all the time, obviously. There are certain movies that need to have that color, but this one I understand because they have already established the world with Man of Steel, Batman v Superman. They've already established a world where it's a muted color scheme. So the music is, outside of the Hans Zimmer score for Superman, I really missed what Elfman did with the score. I know that XL Junkie was the one that did the original score and then he got replaced by Elfman, but I do appreciate Elfman doing individual notes and motifs for different characters, and we don't really get too many of that except for Superman. Everything else, like especially in that last battle, was just like this like heavy rock and mixed in with that orchestra sound. Again, it wasn't bad, but it's more like it's generic. It feels generic. It sounds generic. I know that Junkie worked on Mad Max, which is a very memorable score, but this one is not quite as memorable to me. Also, speaking of score, speaking of sound, the ancestral lamentation, it was overdone. Anytime Wonder Woman was on screen, it was just like that battle cry that just came on screen, and I found it to be funny after a certain amount of times because it was just playing constantly that they show her on screen. So again, over the top, overdone. Overall, I do enjoy this version of the movie. Again, it feels a little too long, but overall, it gives us a better sense of what the story was trying to do, what the plot was, what is the general concept, what were they trying to achieve. There's still some questions, like I don't know what anti-life is. Maybe if I read the comics more, I would understand what this anti-life thing is, but as far as it goes, that makes no sense, and it sounds like they were trying to establish that for later on. So for a future, for a sequel, and at the end of the day, I just don't know what that means. But maybe, if they allow this to continue, which I don't think they will. I think this was just a visionary thing of Zack Snyder wanting to get out his vision. I don't think we'll see another one. But if we were to see a future installment in this franchise, then maybe they could explain it better there. With everything said, I came in to the Zack Snyder version of this movie with a lot of trepidation because I was not a fan of the way fans were coming out and like demanding this cut to be released because it wasn't the original vision, and there was a lot of like almost like a toxicness to the way fans were clamoring for this version. I do like the fact that Snyder was able to at least show what his vision was for this story, for this movie. I'm not a big fan of how we got here, but at the end of the day, we got here because the fans were so passionate. Snyder obviously saw an opportunity to be able to fashion out and to really push out there, hey, this is my vision, this is what I thought of, this is how I wanted to present it, and this is finally you getting to see what I did. Overall, I think that this is up in the top tier of the DCEU. Again, the DCEU has had some hits and misses, more misses than hits, in my opinion, of course. For me, I have Wonder Woman right up at the top. I think Shazam is great. I love Man of Steel. But then there's like a huge drop off because I found Aquaman to be a little bit silly. Occasionally it was fun in moments and inventive, but still lower tiered. The original Justice League, just a pretty big mess. Wonder Woman 84 I find fine, so it's still lower tier. And then of course Batman v Superman, which I can say that I do not like that movie, so that sits right at the bottom for me. Oh, almost forgot, Suicide Squad and Birds of Prey. Birds of Prey, liked it, enjoyable, fun movie. Suicide Squad, total trash, garbage, terrible movie. And that's at the very bottom, right there, right underneath Batman v Superman. That is where I have it. Alright guys, thank you so much for joining me on this adventure of the Snyder Cut, Zack Snyder's Justice League. If you want to go ahead and tell me what you thought of the Justice League Snyder Cut edition, go ahead and write down in the comments below what you thought of it. If you agree with some of my takes, if you disagree with some of my takes, let me know because I want to see what other people are thinking of this release. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you want to follow me, because I'll be posting more reactions to different things, different movies, different type of events. So stay tuned here on this channel so you could get more of those reactions. Also, go ahead and hit that like button because that also helps out too. Well, that's been our episode. I'm Rico, and this has been Rico Reacts.